1, 2, 3, 5 setters, but they got 7 transfers. So they're trying to combo all this talent and get them to gel, get them to cohere, very much like Penn State struggled early because they have all the transfers. But, boy, once they hit the conference season, forget it. It has not been particularly close. Now, they haven't had the toughest conference opposition. Furthermore, the Big Ten's a little bit down this year. But they mowed down Ohio State not once but twice, took care of Illinois. And then Indiana, the upstart Indiana Hoosiers this year's really surprise team in the Big Ten. Only required 3 sets to subdue them, but one of those was a deuce game. Wisconsin for the year hitting .315. Now look, if you as an attacker are hitting .315, you're getting All-American consideration. If you as a team in a match win .315, you're going to hit .315. You're going to win 99% of the time. If you as a team are hitting .315 for the season, that is a juggernaut. That is a team that others can't stop. That is a team that's a side-out machine. So, sure, you might lose a point here or there, but if you're hitting .315 as a team for the season, you're going to side right out, get that ball back, and start serving. That's what they've done against competition thus far this year. .315 as a team. Now, we've seen teams like that in the past. Texas, for example, 2 years ago. Well, Nebraska beat Texas in the regional final. You remember down in Austin, one of the great Husker wins of all time. That was a team that hit better than .315 for the season. But that was a team that struggled defensively. And that was a team that if you served well, even though they were hitting that big a number, that they had vulnerabilities. They weren't necessarily a complete team 2 years ago. They had a similar offensive juggernaut a year ago. Texas goes on to win the title because they added Kale Akana. They added good back row players. Wisconsin's got it all. Opponents are hitting just .143 against them for the year. And Nebraska's got perhaps the best defense in the country, and opponents hitting .123 against them. So this is a complete Wisconsin team, a team that's won not 1, 2, or 3, but 4 consecutive Big Ten championships. And it's a senior-laden team. The Huskers are going to play 4 freshmen a lot. Wisconsin's going to play 4 seniors a lot. So this is a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds against a lot of 21, 22, and maybe even 23-year-olds on Saturday. Look, it's not my job. I'm just trying to just calm expectations a little bit here because this is quite a competitor and quite a competition for Nebraska coming in on Saturday night. Toughest ticket in town, the Big Red and the Badgers. You want to chime in? 402-413-2400. That's 402-413-2400. Here's the head coach of Nebraska Volleyball, John Cook. Good evening.
Good evening, JB. How you doing?
Now, Coach, I'm doing okay. I appreciate your curiosity. But coaches are supposed to observe, and you look like you've been playing this afternoon. You've been through battles.
No, I went in the sun and then I walked over. It's beautiful out, so I walked over and wanted to see how many people would stop and say good luck.
And?
Oh, it's nonstop. Oh. Cars driving, bikers, walkers. So, yeah, people are fired up. So
the autumn in Nebraska.
Yeah.
It seems to be lasting. Normally, you don't blink because it comes and goes. But
I know.
Boy, it's beautiful.
I know. Yeah, it's gorgeous out, and yeah, it's nice to get out because I'm in Devaney all day. You don't even know. You have no idea. Is it raining, snowing, sun, and so decided to walk over. It also came through the new, in between the stadium and the new
building
performance complex. It's pretty cool. You can see where they've got some of it finished down there now, where the football team's locker room is, where they come out. So first time I've been down there, I walked through there. It's going to be awesome.
I love it when construction projects are almost done.
Yeah.
Almost as much as I love it when they are done.
Yeah.
I think I'm speaking for the AD on that one,
yeah.
too. Coach, I'm trying to figure out what Wisconsin team you're going to face because the last 2 matches at least, they've been only going with 1 setter, Izzy Ashburn, who's doing just fine. But normally they go with a 2-setter offense because MJ Hamill's a little bit banged up, not sure exactly what the issue is. Do you know what team you're facing, and how do you prepare when you're not sure if they're going to go with that 2-setter approach or the 1-setter?
That's a good question. We got to prepare for both, and we don't know. So, we don't know if they're got injury issues, they were sick or whatever, but we'll prepare for both. And this time of year, that's kind of what teams are dealing with stuff, and you got to be ready to, as we say, the great ones adjust.
So you're really planning for 2 Wisconsins?
Yeah.
A 2-setter approach and a 1-setter approach.
Oh, yeah.
And when they go with the 1-setter, which they've done in the last 2 sweeps, they have 1 fewer attacker. Devin Robinson is the odd woman out. Can you imagine a team so talented that when you have to take one starter out, it's Devin Robinson, this great fifth-year senior?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not, you know.
He's hitting 338, Coach.
Yeah, I
And
know.
they're like, sorry, we don't have any place for you anymore.
Yeah,
You got to hope MJ Hamill gets healthy.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't really know all their details and who knows what they're doing and who will play. So we just got to be ready. And you know, John, the other thing is we got to focus on our side of the net. I mean, that's key for us. We can't get caught up in everything going on, and that's why we haven't been talking about it. And our players have been doing a good job of that. But that's going to be a main theme for us as we're focused on us.
Do you have an updated prognosis on Lindsey Krause and when she might be able to come back?
No, I do not.
Did she practice today?
No, she did not practice. She will not be practicing for a while.
So she will not be available
No,
on Saturday?
no.
Allie Batenhorst did okay
Yeah.
last night in the win against Northwestern.
Allie's had some huge matches for us and is, you know, very easily could have been starting for us the whole year. She did start several matches. So those guys have been going back and forth, and you know, it's one of the things we've been saying. We've got a team. You know, whether you're starting or you're ready to come in as it may be a game changer, either way, you got a big role on this team. And Allie and Lindsay and everybody's done a really good job of embracing it.
Is Hayden Kubik suddenly much more important?
Absolutely, and you know, so we're down to three left side hitters. So Hayden now is first one up. So. But she has been. I mean, I've been trying to get her in, and she's done a nice job when she's gotten in there, and she had a really good practice today, so it's good. She's been practicing really, really well.
And Merritt obviously can play on the left side in a pinch. I trust you do not want to do that and move her from the right side.
No, that would be a big adjustment for us. We could do it. It'd be nice to have a little time to do it, but so anyway, that's
If you do that,
why are you talking about all this stuff? Let's tee it up and go.
let's see them have some fun. All right,
Yeah.
that sounds like a good time. 402.
I don't like thinking about it. I'm gonna have nightmares all night.
No. I'm just trying to figure out what the depth is, and because you're losing one of your best performers. And 2 weeks ago, Lindsay's the conference player of the week. She's hitting 400.
Last couple of weeks, she's been playing first team All-American level, and but we're sick about it was kind of a freak thing that happened in a first part of practice, and it was just really tough deal. Really feel for her because she got the car accident. Got the starting spot after battling it out. Then she gets in a car accident, and then we got that. Hopefully people are safer on O Street now. And then this happens in practice, and it was one of those ones where you would never expect it, but sometimes things happen.
402-413-2400. Jim in Columbus, Nebraska leads us off. Hello, Jim. Great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hello, John. Both John. Coach Cook, I wish you luck this weekend. And John Baylor, you're one of my favorite announcers. But my thing is, I was watching last night on YouTube 2000 year that you won the first championship against Wisconsin. And I was been watching volleyball since then because Lisa Pelikovsky was playing, and she's from Columbus, where I'm from.
Oh, yeah.
But I was interested in the way they were keeping score. Why did they change that? I know when they did, I was against it because I thought, okay, they change it to what it is now, it's going to speed the game up.
Right.
But it didn't. And I like the system now, the way they have it. I just wonder what your thoughts were on that at the time.
Well, Jim, I was with you. I fought it. I didn't want to change it because I love the side-out scoring. And for those people that are listening, the way it used to be was you could only score when you were serving. So you couldn't score. Now you can score if you just win the rally, you score a point. So I fought it, didn't like it. I was a traditionalist, and now we have rally score, and it has speeded up the game because the side-out scoring. I mean, you could play one game, might take an hour. And we had some of those, and so I think the rally score has been good. It's speeded up, and I think for fans it's like more exciting because boom, there's a point every play.
It's more intuitive.
Right.
Fans are used to that. But what was crazy was for about 7-8 years, they played games then to 30. They went on forever. Remember, it was side-out scoring in the Sarah Pavin era, the Jordan Larson era. We would go to 30. So we'd be at set 2, and it's like, well, it's 24-14, so the set's over. You got to keep going and going and get to 30.
Well, JB,
I'll just be real quick.
Yeah.
But it was so confusing. I was watching it, and it's been a long time, 20-some years since I watched that type of scoring, and it was really hard to keep track of when they were scoring points.
Yep.
Which team was scoring?
Yeah, because you can forget who was serving. Sure.
Yeah. So Jim, a couple years ago, we just played one day. We played a practice match with side-out scoring, and it was boring. And the players were bored. Everybody was bored. Like, come on. But JB, there's a great trivia question. What's the only volleyball team to win the last side-out scoring national championship, the last national championship played to 30 points, and we were also won the year the first libero came in?
Okay, so hold on. The first the first libero, I think, was 01.
01, okay, yeah.
So we didn't win there. But
no, we didn't win there. Yeah,
2000 was the last
Yeah.
side-out scoring championship. That was Nebraska.
But I think when we won in 2006, we were as the first time we ever. No, we used the libero before that. But anyway, Nebraska's won the last side-out scoring championship and the last time we played to 30.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was that? 06?
06, yeah.
06.
Yeah, then it switched because it was getting too long. I don't know why they went to 30.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
super long. But going side-out was a good idea. But thank goodness the guy who wanted to go to 40 was shouted down.
Yeah.
30 was plenty. Nebraska Volleyball Show is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto family, your trusted auto partner with 20 brands, 20 convenience sales, and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online, woodhouse.com. And this one's brought to you by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer. Acres, solutions for every field. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we are born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Both farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every year, every season presents a new opportunity. That is nothing new. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, embrace new opportunities. They focus on their roots and continue to stand strong with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperatives relies on their value of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. When you choose Aurora Cooperative, you're choosing a winning team that's dedicated to the success of our local farmers. Go Big Red and go Aurora Cooperative. Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season.
Maybe your hometown celebrates long-standing Swiss traditions. Cow chip throwing. or even classic car muscle. Everyone has a hometown, and every hometown has a festival. Cenex wants to hear about yours. That's why we're launching the Hometown Throwdown. Tell us about your fest, and it could win $100,000. Learn more at CenexHometownThrowdown.com. Cenex, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
Welcome back here to Nebraska Volleyball Show. There's John Cook. My name's John Baylor. This one brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family, your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online, woodhouse.com.
JB, can I give Woodhouse a shout out?
Sure.
These guys are awesome. I just...
You have 20 service locations.
It's unreal, but I had a truck... 2-3 years old now, and anyway, I had some issues with it. So, and I didn't buy it from them. And anyway, so 9 months ago, I ordered a truck. I completely forgot about it because we just
you ordered a truck and forgot that you ordered a truck.
It's a long story. That when the truck I got, which is up in Wyoming, it was during COVID. It was coming out of COVID, so there was a lot of things were missing on it. They didn't have the parts, and so it was just kind of like piecemealing this thing together.
Three tires.
Yeah. So I was talking to Woodhouse because I got Lauren a car, and anyway, they ordered a truck. Well, I get a call last week. Hey, your truck's in. I'm like, my truck? I ordered a truck. Well, then I all came back because it was so long ago, and I was frustrated because I couldn't get up in Wyoming. I didn't have my heated steering wheel and seats, and they just didn't have all the parts. So anyway. Long story short, the Woodhouse is awesome. So Denny is a driver. This old guy. He's a horse guy. He comes by. I throw some stuff in the truck, drives it up to Wyoming, takes the other truck back. We do everything. Just sign some paper, do everything on email. These guys, they make it. Woodhouse has it dialed in. They told me they have over 100 drivers. They're selling a lot of cars.
Wow.
100 drivers.
Are you aware of any other vehicles you've ordered and perhaps forgotten?
No, not right now.
This is it?
But Denny told me, he goes, Coach, when you retire, we got a job for you.
Nice.
Driving cars. So anyway, ironically, it turns out he's from Wyoming. So he went up, hang out with his buddies in Cheyenne.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
We made it to about 27 past until we got our first horse story tonight. Good stuff. Meanwhile, Natalie in St. Paul, Minnesota. Quick question. Now that Kennedy's from Minnesota, serves for one of the middles, what would happen if Bergen had to come out of a set and couldn't play? Would Kennedy set from the middle position, or would Maisie set, or something else?
Kennedy was set from the middle position. She'd block middle. She'd love it.
I think this is
why do we keep talking about all these things?
Worst case scenarios. Worst case scenarios.
Losing Krause is already devastating. We don't need to have any more. But yeah, we actually could. We've talked about going into a 6-2 rotation 6 when she in double sub.
Nice.
So it's something we could do. We've talked about it. We haven't really practiced it, but anyway, it's an option.
Red shirt question from Anonymous. This person did not want to go public with their identity. Red shirting. Do volleyball players lose their red shirt if they play a single point? While in football, they can play 4 games and they don't lose their red shirt. What's the story?
That's absolutely correct. You step across the line in volleyball, you blow your red shirt. Football, they let them play 4 games. So, I don't know, that's an NCAA question.
You be leading the conference in rushing yards. You play 3 games, you're trying to decide, okay, I know I'm going to play 1 more. Which one should I play? I'm going to get the whole year back anyway.
You're right.
That's not fair.
That's NCAA, you know?
They like to keep it itchy.
It makes a lot of sense, some of the stuff they do.
Wisconsin on Saturday night. Kevin in Omaha, great to have you here on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, gentlemen.
Greetings.
I have a comment for you, JB. I try to listen to some other play-by-play announcers for volleyball. Nobody comes close to you and Lauren.
Oh,
I mean, you're just superior.
Thanks. Just tell lots of friends.
Everybody who's listening to this show is going to agree with me anyway. So, okay, here's my volleyball 101 question for tonight. What point during a game does rotation occur? I mean, is it after a point? And the second part is, how soon can that player come back in once they've rotated out?
So when do you rotate? And then if you leave the game, how quickly can you come back in?
You come back in the next play.
Yeah. Come back. It's not.
Okay.
You can
come in. Internationally, you can only go in and out once. So when you watch the international, the Olympic team, they only have 1 sub in, 1 sub out, 6 total. That's it. I wish college volleyball would go to 8 subs and have those types of rules. But we could go, John and I could sub in for each other every other play till we had 15 total subs. So there's no restrictions.
And then when do the teams rotate? When you take over the serve, that's when your team.
Right. When you go back to serve, your team rotates.
Okay. All right.
Kevin, you're the best. Thanks for giving us a call. Here's Shelly in beautiful Lincoln, Nebraska. Hi, Shelly. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, first-time caller. Thanks for having me on. I had a couple comments real quick and 1 question. And my comments are, I love the hour before the game, the pre-show. And when you're interviewing the staff and the players, it's great. Love hearing all that.
Shelly's talking about the 1 hour pregame show. They were going to go to 90 minutes. I had to talk them back to 60.
Yeah.
This is an extensive pregame show.
Yeah.
We're going into like my middle school hobbies. I mean, there's lots of stuff going on in that pregame show.
Yep, it's good. I love listening to you and Lauren. And actually what I do when I watch the games on TV, I sync my iPod so I can hear you guys. And it's about 2 minutes difference on my streaming device.
2 minutes? That's a big difference.
Yes, I've calculated that. And I have a pause on my iPod so I can listen to you. And I just keep pausing it until it matches up with what the game is. And then I listen to you guys. So I never listened to Big Ten. But my question is, can we sub in Harper Murray with a serving specialist?
Is it time to bring Maisie in when Harper's turn to serve?
We could, yeah. But Harper's got to learn how to serve. Last night she had 4 aces, 4 errors, so it's a pretty good night. She had good numbers, but trying to let her work through it because she's got a great serve, and she also gives us a threat out of the back row in that rotation. She's also a very good defensive player. Maisie would actually be playing out of position if she served for Harper. So really the only other sub I have is Hayden. With Krause out now, that's I really can't use that sub. So big girls have got to step up.
And if Harper were to be subbed out when her position to serve occurs, would you have another back row attack option, or is that it? That would be the one rotation without a back row.
For example, if Maisie went into serve for Harper, she would be playing middle back, which she's not a middle back player. She's a left back or right back defensively, and then so that's not an advantage for us. And then also if I have Hayden serve for her, what if I need to put Hayden in for somebody else? It's a tough deal.
Here's Steve in Fort Collins, Colorado. Hello, Steve. Great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, thank you very much. First, I have a comment. I love the dig with your assistant coaches and Jessica on the
podcast.
YouTube channel.
The dig,
Yeah.
yes. The podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is an awesome show. And then my question was, with the problems with Lindsey Krause's having, is Maggie Mendelson taking any reps in practice at outside?
No, she is not, because we only have 3 middles, so she's got to be ready to go in the middle, and we played her quite a bit in there, so the answer would be no. Are there outside options? Caroline Jaravicius, who hasn't played this year because we're trying to redshirt her, but we'll see how that goes. Remember, it's one play, and there goes the redshirt year.
Mm-hmm. Steve, great question. 402-413-2400. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show, brought to you by Dorothy Lynch, home style and light and lean dressing. Endless flavor abilities, Dorothy Lynch. And Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer. Acres, solutions for every field. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Drive with purpose and arrive in style when you purchase your next vehicle at Woodhouse Chevy. With advanced capabilities and safety features, the Chevy lineup puts you in a position to upgrade your ride and keep moving with confidence. Choose from a variety of models equipped with a spacious, detail-focused interior and distinctively modern exterior. Purchasing your next vehicle at Woodhouse Chevy is an easy choice. Shop our current offers and inventory today and find new roads in-store or online with Woodhouse Chevy.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Plus, 96% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Longevity based on Experian Automotive Vehicles and Operations versus total new registrations for model years 2023 to 2022 as of December 2022.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option. It's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option. It's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and Row House Townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we prioritize our customers and promise an honest experience from start to finish. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and experience for yourself why we are Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
What's colder than the coldest? A polar bear.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. The techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty in town.
There's no community like a Cenex community. And that's why every Cenex store is so proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. Your local Cenex doesn't just work in your town, it lives there. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Welcome back. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. There's the head coach, John Cook. My name's John Baylor. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT, that's the Nebraska Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office. And contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. And this one also brought to you by Woodhouse. The Woodhouse Auto family and Denny are your trusted auto partners with 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online, woodhouse.com. Coach Torrey in Norfolk, the Huskers were in serve-receive. The referee blew the whistle to signal serve. The Husker players looked as if they rotated before the serve, almost like they were presenting one, and then did a quick flip to another. I remember the score was 10-10, but I don't remember which match it was. Is that a strategy to kind of adjust your players right before the opposing team serves?
Absolutely. Yeah. We're trying to get Lexi where they're going to serve. So we just do a shift, and we let the server line up, show us where they're going to go, and then we try to shift. And if we can get Lexi in the area that they're aiming, that's good for us.
And you got to be careful, though. You stay in rotation. You got to have the the right people on.
It's just a shift. We're not going forward and backwards. It's just shifting right or left.
Heather in Lincoln. Hi, Coach. Can you tell us what constitutes a throw? Sometimes it looks like players throw the ball, but are not called for it, so apparently not. Would you enlighten me? GBR.
Great question. It's a huge area of controversy. I'm on the rules committee. There's supposed to be a tightening up of a throw, and so and some players really take advantage of it and abuse it, and the refs don't call it. Some refs call it. So like Andy Jackson got called a couple matches ago. I thought it was a pretty good play, but she was so up there so high and threw it down, so it looks like she's grabbing it and throwing it. Then you see a shorter player will take it from behind their head and throw it somewhere, and they don't call anything. So the rule is you have to advance the ball forward. If you take the ball, if you grab it and and take the ball, I don't know how the best way to explain this is. It has to be forward and out of your hand. You can't hold the ball. That would be a throw. Technically like throwing a football. So you can't grab it and throw it.
If the set's in front of you and that's when you kind of throw it, it sounds like you're going to get away with it because it's not on your palm very long. But if it comes, even with your head or behind, to throw it, it's going to be in your possession too long.
Absolutely. That's what should get called. So it's the longer it's in your hand, the more it should be called.
It's all subjective.
Yeah. But internationally, there is a push now to take that out of the game, because if you watch men internationally now, they're really abusing it. So there's a push in the rules in the next quadrennium after the Olympics, take it out, and that way you have to hit the ball. Or like beach, you can't do that in beach.
Can't hold on to it.
You cannot. You can't open hand tip in beach.
And what advantage does it give the attacker to throw it rather than
Huge,
just hammer it?
because you can take it and throw it down. You can throw it around. You can literally grab the ball and move it somewhere.
It gives you some time to adjust to what the defense is doing. You've got an extra moment perhaps to make your choice.
Absolutely, yeah.
Interesting.
So, anyway, it would be nice to take it out. I think it would improve the game.
I've seen so many fewer net violation calls this year. Thank goodness. You're on the rules committee. I'm wondering, is there a message out to the officials? Hey, only call it if it affects the point.
No, you touch the net, they call it.
Man, have you noticed?
No.
There were games. I remember a game we played up in Wisconsin years ago. My goodness, there were like 8 calls against the Huskers.
Yeah.
It affected the match.
Yeah.
And rarely did you think that the net touch affected the point in question. I mean, it could have been far away from the ball, but the rules haven't changed.
Nope. Touch the net, they call it, and you can challenge that. So anytime anybody thinks there's a net, maybe that's one of the reasons, because if you touch the net, the camera's going to pick it up.
Blake in Omaha wants to know, does it bother you when student sections like the Purdue student section scream at our servers when they're about to serve? And how loud do you want our student section and our fans to be at the Devaney? Do you want them to be yelling when their servers are about to serve?
Our fans do a great job of making noise, and the student section, it's just part of it. Where it gets tricky is if they're saying things that are personal and calling names, saying things that would be personal or destructive or demeaning, and that's when we have to get involved to say, hey, this has got to stop. And there's always an event manager person, and we've had, if you go over the years, I mean, we shut down Oklahoma, we shut down Colorado because their students were abusive. And
any in the Big Ten?
Oh, we've had a couple in the Big Ten.
Can you remember?
I don't want to name names, so but we've had a couple complaints, and the Big Ten will clean it up right away.
Dave from Omaha. Hey, Coach. Greetings from Elkhorn. Do you ever see a time?
JB, let's go back. You remember in Michigan a few years ago? I mean, guy right behind me. We almost got after it.
You and a guy from the Michigan.
Oh, I stood up. I was ready. I got up, turned around, and I started going in the set of bleachers there after him, and then
We had to pull you back.
pulled me back, and they took that guy and cops hauled him off.
This show was getting sleepy until
Yeah.
this very moment. What
Okay,
year
what was
this?
the question? Sorry. It's a few years ago. We were playing in the Cliff Keen.
Okay.
Don't you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah. It
And a
was
fan? Because there aren't really many fans on the side of the benches.
Right, they have those small bleachers, which are no longer there. They took them out.
Interesting. And so he's right behind you the whole
he
match.
was right behind me.
What was he saying?
He was
Paraphrased.
I don't remember. He went over the line, and I couldn't. You can't take it.
Where was the fan this year when you kept winning green cards? Indiana.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was guy up in the stands.
Was he tame, or he was right behind you?
Oh yeah, he didn't shut up the whole night.
So, but you were calmer. With age,
I've come to watch the match, but he wasn't. He was just commenting on, oh, you're going to challenge that one? You going to challenge that play now? Well, let's see. We just won 8 in a row, so maybe we should.
Dave in Omaha wants to know if you see a time when the lines are called electronically like they do at the U.S. Open.
I can't wait for that day to happen. They do it internationally. There's no lines people. The referee's got the iPad right in front of him up there on the stand. They got the replay guys. He just looks at it, in or out. Boom, let's go.
That's lines, but what about touches? I think
Same thing. It's all right there. All right there. It's all on cameras. I have 8 high-speed cameras. We actually, we were ready to buy the system from Omaha because when the USA team came and played in the Norsecas a few years ago, it was about 3 or 4 years ago now, we were going to buy that system.
How much?
I don't remember what the price was, but the Big Ten wouldn't let us because we were the only ones that would have it. So we have to do the same cameras that everybody has, which these cameras are, you might as well get your old VCR, your little handheld camera out, and that's...
Why would the Big Ten hold you back? Because both teams would benefit because you have better line calls.
JB, that'd be a great question to ask.
But we stir up some stuff on this show.
Call in on Trev's show and ask him, he's in those big meetings
Trev
with all the...
Greg just walked in. Greg, when's Trev on? We gotta get spice.
Next week
Next week?
I think on Monday nights. Yeah.
What time? 7?
Oh,
6 or 7. Question number 1.
Yeah.
Trev, what's going on with the electronic line call system? South Stadium sounds interesting, but hold everything. What about the electronic? More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program. I'm recruiting for the team, and I want it to be the finest team in America. I'm looking for someone like you to be a teammate's mentor, someone who is willing to reach out to a child and make a difference. Meeting with a student once a week at school can make an impact in their life and in the community. We want you to join our team. Go to teammates.org to apply today.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? you might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
We got about 5 minutes left on your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Don't go anywhere. Greg and Jessica warming up for hour number 2. Big football game on Saturday. And then number 1, number 2 in volleyball. Game of the century, volleyball version. Now, people thinking that phrase has already been used, Coach. That was the last century. This is another century.
Is it? Yeah, that's
it's
right.
Another century. And no one's saying, hey, you got the keys to the house this time. Well, it wouldn't work anymore. You'd have to say key fobs. But anyway, no one's using that terminology, right? We're just playing a volleyball match, 2 undefeated teams, 1 versus 2. And Emma in Springfield wants to know, when the Huskers are piling up some service errors, which may be necessary, frankly, to beat Wisconsin. You got to serve so tough, you might have your 8th straight match with double-digit service errors.
Well, thanks for that too, JB. Maybe we'll be under double digits and serve a lot of aces. Yeah.
I got to tell you, fans will be loving you.
I know.
If that happens. She wants to know, is there time to just say, just get it in, or never? There's always serve time.
What do you think I'm telling them all the time? Serve the ball in the court.
Just get it in. Trust it. Trust it.
Just put it in there. Let's play defense. You know, I did a big thing about jail. You know, every time we miss a serve, we're robbing our Lexi and Laney of chances of digging balls.
With your blocking and defense, a service error is doubly painful.
Yeah.
Because you've got a shot, even if you just lollipop it over there with your defense to dig it up and get control of the volleyball.
Right. So we got to get better at it. We work on it.
Is it kind of like free throws in basketball? It's beyond a coach at this point.
Yeah. It's just something that's they got to understand. And again, we're working really hard on having consistent mechanics, and they got to work really hard on their routine and understand the situation and control their adrenaline.
Is this Wisconsin team, remember they're hitting 315 as a team for the season, and their non-conference was pretty rugged. Is this one of the most talented collections of volleyball players at this level you've seen?
Yeah, you look at, they've got the best player from several other programs. They recruited one of the best players, and
Anna Schmeck.
Yeah.
Devin Robinson.
Yeah. And so, yeah, this is a loaded team, but they've set the bar high, and you know they've won the last 4 Big Ten championships, so everybody's chasing them, including us.
This is one of the first matches when you will not have a height advantage. How big a deal is that?
I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I don't think we're that tall. I think we're average. I mean, you know, Stanford had taller players than us. Trying to think of who else. I mean, Haas State has tall players.
We often hear that when you play undersized teams, you have to adjust.
Yeah.
There won't be any adjustment this match.
No. And sometimes the bigger they are, the easier they are to tool in the block.
Mentally, does history matter? I mean, you got one player who's beaten Wisconsin. That's Merritt Beeson.
Yeah. Merritt knows. The rest of them, I don't know. But no, I don't think his history. The game has no memory, JB. The game has no memory. Only the fans do.
How heartbreaking is it for you and for Lindsay that she's going to miss this match and maybe more?
Yeah, it's really tough. That's one of the hardest things about coaching. When you have worked with a player, you build them up. You know, they're finally starting to play great, and then you know getting rear-ended or now you know getting her ankle hurt. It's heartbreaking, and it's part of sports. And but yeah, it's really, really tough.
Second straight year when an injury has really hurt the team. Kenzie last year, and you're playing so well last year when she got hurt near the end and weren't the same after.
Right. So it's just part of it, but that's why we've worked really hard on having everybody prepared and feeling like they have a role. They either start or they're coming in to help, or they're making it so hard in practice on the starting group.
I hear Jordan's starting to practice with the team, not just chat and tell people and give advice and stuff. She's actually starting to play.
Yeah, Jordan broke out the practice gear today and was in a couple little drills. So
nice. Did she say, "Hey, this is how we did it against Serbia back in 14"?
She didn't. No, she didn't say much. But she just got in some serving and passing today, and I had her pass with some of our players, and it's awesome. I mean, just be like Tiger Woods or Justin Thomas playing golf with you. You would be losing it probably.
She committed when she was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
She's now just turned 37.
Yeah.
8th grade, that's 14. Without a calculator. She's been around the program for 23 years. With a little break there, a little break in the middle.
Yeah, big
23
break.
years.
Well, big break, but yeah.
Well,
she doesn't seem like she's that old though. Wow. She's
like,
works out really hard.
She's like Ponce de Leon. She has found that fountain of youth.
Yeah. I need to ask her about that.
Do you still think she would have started for the Huskers as an 8th grader?
We've been close. She was pretty good.
All right, Wisconsin, Saturday night. Personally, you don't like to talk about these things, but does it mean extra amount for you, even though it's just a regular season match?
They all mean the same, but what we're trying to go after is a team that's been winning the conference, and so this year we get 2 shots at them. So that's what we're striving for. Can we be the top team in the conference? And we got to create opportunity to see where we're at.
Beyond winning the serving and passing game, one other key for Nebraska.
I think we got to win long rallies, and we've got to put pressure on them, not give them easy balls.
How important is it for fans to bring their lungs?
Really important. They just need to come and have fun, like the stadium match, and let's make it a really fun match and inspire our players.
Coach, thanks.
Thanks, JB.
That's head coach John Cook. His Huskers, your Huskers, number 2 in the land, take on number 1. Game of the century, 21st century style volleyball. I'm John Baylor. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Go Ford for your next truck or SUV and find an easier way to buy with Woodhouse Ford today. Lease a 2023 Ford F-150 Super Crew STX 4x4 for $419 per month for 36 months and 7,500 miles per year. $3,000 down or trade equity, first payment, and $299 doc fee due at signing. And experience the convenience of buying with Woodhouse Ford today. Security deposit waived. Tax title license extra with approved credit. Expires 10/31/2023.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Hey Husker fans, it's Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. As we get ready to celebrate 1890's one-year anniversary, I'm proud to say the 1890 Initiative now represents 150 Husker student athletes in 9 sports. And with your help, we can keep 1890 going strong, helping student athletes get the most from their name, image, and likeness, and preparing them for life after college. Visit 1890nebraska.com to learn more about NIL and 1890 and contribute today.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town, choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good evening. I'm David Swotek, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Head coach Matt Rhule held his press conference today. Coach Rhule discussed how he plans to face off against the Northwestern Wildcats on Saturday and was asked about the fight Northwestern will bring to the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's who we better be. That's who we want to be. You know, we're 3-3 just like them. And so I'm not a big like, hey, last year this game they beat you, get ready for that. I'm not that, right? I'm just sort of like, I really am like hey, this is an opportunity for us to go 1-0 this week. For me, honestly, it's been 2 weeks since Friday night at Illinois was one of the most fun experiences for me, just being in that locker room with those guys and that vibe and that energy on the road. I mean, I'll tell you, walking out and their crowd booing us, it was like I felt alive. Like I was excited. You know, I think back to the COVID year of us walking out in the empty stadium. I loved it, and I love being with the guys. Like I like to walk out with the captains. I like to let the team run out. I don't want to run out with the team. Let them have that moment, right? And just walking out with the captain. So I'm excited just to have that opportunity to go do that again, right? To walk out with the team, to go watch them play. We have good players. I want to see them play. But that toughness, that playing for each other, I mean, you guys listen to me, you know, preach basically on Mondays about what I want our team to be about. It's because I want our team to be just like Northwestern team is. Like I want us fighting every week for each other and for what we want, not for the things that come with winning, but to win and be a good football team.
We have more from Coach Rhule's press conference coming up later in the show. Husker freshman Berlin Schutz was awarded the Big Ten Women's Cross Country Athlete of the Week for the second time this season today. The Lincoln native is one of only 2 Huskers in history to win multiple week awards in a single season. Schutz and the rest of the Husker cross country team will head up to Madison, Wisconsin next Friday for the Big Ten Championships. Finally, let's take a look at MLB scores of tonight's League Championship Series. The Philadelphia Phillies are in Arizona facing the Diamondbacks for Game 3 of their series. The Phillies led the series 2-0. However, the game ended minutes ago with Arizona winning 2-1, forcing another game tomorrow night. And the Texas State Showdown between the Houston Astros and Texas Rangers should start here in a few minutes for the 4th game of their series. Rangers currently lead the series 2-1. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here's the snap back to Reggie Love. He gets hit at the goal line, and a ball might have popped out. I don't think he made it in there. Nebraska's black shirts have put together a goal line stand and will take over at the 1-yard line. Husker volleyball sent to the left. Krause again. Unreal. Another thump from Lindsey Krause. Here's the snap back. Zone read. Take the handoff. Harburg's got it. 20, 15, 10, 5, dives, touchdown, Nebraska. Controlled by the Huskers. Again, Lindsay left pin for the match. She got it. 25-14, Huskers set 3. Sweep number 9 this year for Nebraska. And your Huskers are 15-0 and a perfect 6-0 in the Big Ten.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
I kind of feel like an afterthought tonight, you and I coming in here after that hour.
Right?
Holy mackerel.
Leading into the match of the century, yeah, we should just let them have the whole 2 hours.
Well, the texts were just flying in for them all night. Yeah, if you haven't heard, there is a little bitty volleyball match Saturday night.
Yeah.
A little bitty one.
I think it's funny. I mean, everybody's been talking about that. Even my cousin who lives out in California, her daughter was a setter at New Mexico State. But a long time ago, but she texts me all the time about volleyball. She's like, "Are you ready for this weekend? Are you going? Are your parents going?" And I'm like, "Good luck finding a ticket."
Yeah.
They're going to be watching from my couch on TV.
They're going for hundreds of dollars on the secondary ticket market.
I wonder how many Wisconsin fans would be there.
Not many.
Yeah.
No, we'll shut them out of the building. And it's really rare. I mean, this is in any college sport to have number 1 versus number 2. I mean, it's just,
oh, yeah.
It just doesn't happen very often in anything. So for this to happen is really a cool deal.
You know, it is. I mean, it's there's a lot of emphasis being put on it. It's making a lot of headlines, and I know that this team is trying not to make it any bigger than what it is. That's been their motto with every single match. But it's the nature of it, and especially it's just fun. It's fun to get to have this kind of matchup. The good thing is, though, is that this is just the first of 2 matchups.
Right.
So it's not like things completely, like in football, if this is 1 versus 2, like if you're talking Ohio State, Penn State in football, that changes a lot of trajectory of the season for those football teams. But for this one, there's still a lot to play for on the line, no matter who wins this match.
And, Coach Cook wouldn't say this, but you're exactly right, because these 2 teams are both, at the moment, solidly #1 seeds.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm not sure that gets shaken away from either one of these, regardless of the outcome of that or the one they play in Madison in about a month. So, and this may be the first of 3.
Yeah.
They could match up again in the NCAA tournament, which would be probably the Final Four.
Very well could be. I mean, I think there are a few teams that I know that there's a lot of good teams in volleyball, and there's a lot of talent, and and Coach Cook was talking about the parity in the sport, how it's growing and continues to grow. But to me, I think there's been 2 pretty dominant teams.
I agree. I think Stanford would be kind of in the mix. Louisville obviously is really good. I think there's 4 or 5 that could still win the whole thing. Tough news for Lindsey Krause. I did, listen to the pregame show last night, and that she's out and walking around in a boot now and isn't going to play Saturday. That poor girl. She's had a rough month here.
Yeah, I hate that for her. And she had some flashes of some really good things over the weekend, too. And, I mean, she just delivers in the biggest moments, right? And this is this kind of matches what she thrives on and lives for. But, that's what this team has done. And, I mean, I do the dig every week, and it seems like every week we're talking about somebody else. But that's what they have preached to this team, and they've embraced it from the start, is no, if we want to do what we want to do, it takes everybody. And when you're coming in off the bench, you're not just coming in to substitute. You're coming in to be a game changer. That's what they have labeled it, is come in and be a game changer. And we're seeing those players really embrace that role. Some like Becca Alec and now Allie Batenhorst. I mean, so in her absence, some other players are going to have to be those game changers.
And it was Allie last night that got the role and did a really good job. And well, she's only a former prep All-American herself. I mean,
and
that's a really good player.
She also delivers in the big moments. In the postseason, it's like Lindsey and Allie, they have had some big-time moments. But how long is Lindsey out, did they say?
He's not sure, but he said, I think, to quote what he said last hour, she won't practice for a while. So that sounds like a couple weeks to me.
Yeah.
But I hope not. But
yeah,
she had the car accident and then this.
Yeah, that's bad deal. But she'll come back. She'll be hungry, and she'll bounce back from it and get healthy, and don't rush, because I mean, you do feel pretty good about the depth that you've been able to build behind her. So don't rush it back is a big thing,
Yeah, get her healthy for December.
Yes, make sure that she's ready to roll come the postseason.
JB brought this up, Jessica, that last year, right before Wisconsin came to Lincoln, that last week of the regular season, Kenzie Knuckles got hurt and was out. But her injury was so late that knocked her out of the NCAA tournament. Hopefully that's not the case with Lindsey at all.
Yeah, and I think it was just a shock because Kenzie was a captain and was the heartbeat. And not saying Lindsey's not, but I think that they've got a lot of leaders on that team where it was just such a shell shock to have Kenzie go out. And then that also changed a little bit of the rotation. They were already a little bit weird on that rotation deal. And she was so good on the back row that it affected a lot of things for this team. So, hopefully it's not the same thing with Lindsey.
7 o'clock Saturday night, 6 o'clock pregame coverage on some of these same stations. Obviously, we have the crossover going on Saturday. Our football broadcast won't get over till 9:30 with all of our postgame and Big Red Reaction. But we do have a lot of affiliates and a lot of our markets who do have a specific station to hear that volleyball match. So just look forward. And if you can't, our app, Huskers.com, will have it. You can find the links off of both of those for that volleyball match on Saturday night. All right, we're going to hear from Coach Rhule here today. He met with the media his last time to meet before game day. We'll have some clips coming up in a little bit. And right before he came into the meeting, news had broken about the NCAA is getting after Michigan and Jim Harbaugh again amid a alleged sign-stealing scandal. The Big Ten was made aware of it, passed it on to the NCAA. Jim Harbaugh did put out a statement this afternoon, said, I do not have any knowledge of information regarding the University of Michigan football program illegally stealing signals, nor have I directed any staff member or others to participate in off-campus scouting assignment. He said he and his staff would fully cooperate with the investigation and that he doesn't condone or tolerate anyone doing anything illegal or against NCAA rules. About 20 years ago in college football, they took away the ability for a team to send a graduate assistant or an analyst to a roadside and watch the opponent. So like, this week, Nebraska couldn't go watch Purdue play. They couldn't send somebody to Purdue. They took that away. It was kind of a cost-cutting measures. And I don't know what you mean. Yeah, you can probably just totally study the people's. They help a lot of these schools hold up. Do we do this? Hold up the big signs and stuff.
We have something, but
we do something like that. So people try to dissect all that and figure out, okay, when that sign's up there in this formation and that type of thing. But there's also, I saw this afternoon, an interesting halftime interview during the Rutgers-Michigan game where the BTN sideline reporter talked to Greg Schiano, Michigan's coach, and he said something like, well, there's some shady stuff going on. We're going to get that figured out. And you're kind of going, at the time, you're like, what? Well, he might have been alluding to this because according to some reports, it's been a Big Ten team or two that have turned in Michigan on this thing. I don't know if Nebraska did that after we played them, but I get a suspicion that Rutgers did do this. So I don't know what comes of this. This is on the backs, though, of Michigan already having an NCAA investigation going on to some violations that were committed a few years ago. So it's a bit of a black eye for Michigan, who's in the midst of this wonderful season they've got going on.
So it sounds like, again, the sign stealing is not the issue. It's the in-person scouting. And that happens a lot. And we worked, I'll just say there is a guy at OU that was a graduate assistant that was really, really good at picking up signs. And so, it happens in game where you've got coaches up in the box that if you see some tendencies, you can maybe pick up on something. But that's why when you see teams, a lot of times they're not on the opposite side. I thought that was crazy when I got here and asked you that Nebraska's on the opposite side of the press box, because that's typically why teams are on the same side as the press box so that those coaches can't sit up there in the booth and steal some of those signals. But, it's kind of part of the game, and you have to be creative and make sure you're not giving anything away. But it's the other that is the shadiness.
And Nebraska, I think, is looking into moving sidelines next year.
Just
give everybody a heads up. Coach Rhule has asked questions about why are we not on the west side instead of the east side. So that could be a change that happens next year. So stay tuned for that. The easy answer to this, go to the NFL system. Put a microphone in the helmet of the quarterback.
Yeah.
And so you just tell him what you're going to run instead of having to do all the fancy signs and the pictures of Cole Hartman you hold up. You just put the microphone in the helmet like the NFL does, and you can't get that at all.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you'll see some switches in the play cards and so maybe, again, trying to keep teams off their game, and maybe some teams do it at halftime whenever, if change of quarterbacks, whatever that might be, so that it is a different play call sheet that you're seeing the signs. But I think that's not really as much of a shock, the sign stealing, as it is if you're trying to get somebody in that stadium to try to do that shadiness.
Right. Get a guy who pulls his hat down low and sits up in the corner and takes notes. And he's sure taking a lot of pictures with his camera, sitting up there in that 35th row.
See, I guess that person, whoever it is, has to buy whoever the team's playing, like that.
Yeah.
That gear, that team's gear every week, so you can blend in with the crowd.
Hey, make an order for Northwestern gear so we can get that done. So, interesting day, and again, it does piggyback on what currently is an investigation that we're supposed to get some notification from the NCAA about Michigan early next year on some other things that are happening. All right, so Coach Rhule comments coming up here in just a little bit. Also, it's Thursday night. We got a joke coming our way, right? Later in the hour.
Let's go.
So Cole's joke's going on. Also, Husker soccer playing their last home game. They have just scored. Guess who?
What?
Guess who scored? For the Huskers.
Eleanor Dale.
You got it. How about that?
Yeah.
So 1-0, Huskers on Purdue. They're 12 minutes into the match. She just scored a few minutes ago. An All-American, maybe the player of the year in the NCAA is Eleanor Dale. So she nets another one. They lead Purdue. I'm told there's a pretty good-sized crowd out at Hibner tonight for the final home match of the year. They should, though, get a first-round home site match for the Big Ten tournament, which starts next week. So this is probably not the last time the home fans can see this team play in person. But Eleanor Dale continues to be on fire. A goal tonight, 1-0, the early lead. I knew you would get that right.
Let's go. Well, it's one of two at this point. I mean, I know that they have a lot of people that contribute, but to me, it's if it's not Eleanor Dale, it's probably Sarah Weber. Those are the two that you go with.
Yeah. So they lead Purdue. Now they're 13 minutes into the match, 1-0 Huskers with the lead there. We'll keep you posted on that as we get through the hour. And we want to hear from you as well, 402-413-2400. I know we're not John Bader, John Cook, but with just Greg and Jessica, we'd still love to hear from you here on the show tonight. We're back with our practice report coming up here in just a minute.
Both Farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every year, every season presents a new opportunity. That is nothing new. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, embrace new opportunities. They focus on their roots and continue to stand strong with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperatives relies on their value of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. When you choose Aurora Cooperative, you're choosing a winning team that's dedicated to the success of our local farmers. Go Big Red and go Aurora Cooperative.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town, choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
There's room at the table. Add more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
In 1923, Bert R. Benjamin had a vision, an all-purpose tractor that could do more. With that, the Farmall was born. This year, Case IH is celebrating 100 years of Farmall, 100 years of milestones, 100 years of innovation, passion, grit. And they're doing it through your stories. Share them at farmall100.com. One lucky storyteller will win their own Farmall, the tractor that is the one for all.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
Active Liver is one of many award-winning health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at Amazon.com or for a volume discount, visit newnordicusa.com. Available as a tablet or delicious sugar-free gummy. Protect and help your liver the easy and effective way with Active Liver at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There's room at the table. Add more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Woodhouse Hyundai is the easy choice when shopping for your next vehicle. Save $3,500 off MSRP on all in-stock 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe's. You can rest easy with Hyundai Shopper Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty at woodhousehyundai.com today. Based on example MSRP of $36,514 for 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe SEL. Stock number H230905 with approved credit. Tax title license extra. Must finance with Hyundai Motor Finance. Cannot be combined combined with any other offers. Offer expires October 31st, 2023. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. October is National Chiropractic Health Month. Regular chiropractic care has been a game changer for me, both during my career and still today. It's the recommended first treatment for chronic lower back pain over prescription opioids. It's natural, drug-free, and safe for all ages. Discover the difference of chiropractic care. Relieve, restore, resume your life. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Hey Husker fans, it's Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. As we get ready to celebrate 1890's one-year anniversary, I'm proud to say the 1890 Initiative now represents 150 Husker student-athletes in 9 sports. And with your help, we can keep 1890 going strong, helping student-athletes get the most from their name, image, and likeness, and preparing them for life after college. Visit 1890nebraska.com to learn more about NIL and 1890 and contribute today.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
That's my neighbor Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet, too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Thursday night on Sports Nightly. Great first hour. John Cook, John Bader talking all about that big matchup coming up on Saturday night. Huskers and Wisconsin, number 1 versus number 2. In that matchup. Before we get into the football practice report, Art in Los Angeles said, Greg, this might be a stupid question. Art, there's no such thing as that, my friend. How do they determine where to place the teams in the volleyball NCAA tournament? Can you talk a little bit about how they get selected, how it works? It's a 64-team field. The top 16 seeds host a regional of 4 teams. So Nebraska obviously will be in the top 16. They were last year. The top 4 then get to stay at home. They'll host the regional round. Nebraska was not in the top 4 last year. That's why they had to go to Louisville and got beat by Oregon. Right now, though, you got to feel like Nebraska's one of the top 4 and would be able to play 4 matches at home to get to the Final Four.
Yeah, I think as long as they keep taking care of business, and you don't have to go undefeated.
No.
And if you lose a couple in the Big Ten, you're not going to get they've got a good enough resume. And so if they just keep trucking along, they should be sitting in a pretty good spot to be able to host.
So, again, we're still 4 or 5 weeks away from that. But, yeah, it's time to start. In fact, I think the NCAA, like a week or so ago, kind of put out their top 16 for the first time. They'll do that in basketball, too, come early February. So they did that a week or so ago. Nebraska, I think, was 2 or 3 in that poll. All right, time for a practice report.
The 1890 Initiative presents the Nebraska Football Practice Report.
We're talking about practice.
Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com.
Well, the head coach met with the media today. He was late getting to the press gathering, but he had a really good reason. Some former coaches, including former defensive coordinator Charlie McBride, who was the longtime DC under Coach Osborne, and then Coach Solich, was visiting practice, and so Charlie can talk a little bit. So I think he caught Coach's ear, and they talked for a while after practice ended. But he did make some comments about seeing Coach McBride at practice today, but we're going to move on to something else. One of the first questions about this game and this team was, how have the freshman wide receivers done in practice leading up to this game on Saturday?
Great week of practice. Great, really 2 weeks. And they're ready to go. I mean, I know this. I mean, they might be young, right? But they're as fast as any group of receivers in the country. So Not very often you have 10-3, 10-4 guys out there. So, they've each made a play. Maybe not Jaden, but Jalen and Malachi have each made a play in games. Alex Bullock's made a couple big plays in games. Ty's made big plays. Billy's a baller, so they're ready to play. As I said to them, kind of the narrative of like, well, we've got some guys, we've had to manage what we're doing to fit who we have, but those guys can play. And I'm excited to see them play.
I'm really excited too. I mean, going back to fall camp, I watched a couple of those young guys make some pretty big plays. They do. They have the speed. And, we saw what Trey Palmer could do to opposing defenses with that speed. And so, and I'm not saying they're Trey Palmer, but speed is just,
right.
You can't coach it. It's hard to defend. And so, and those freshmen, they have it. And so I can't wait to see how they shine in their moments. And I brought this up with the quarterback with Heinrich a couple weeks ago about a month ago, when it's different when it is your time and you know that it's your time, as opposed to like, oh, you got to stay ready. It's just with mentally. And then now they've been working out with the ones. Some of them might have been on the scout team, but hey, we need you. It's your time. It's so much different when you go into a game like that than it is when, hey, you might play. We might need you, but we don't know if we will or not.
And particularly with Jalen and Malachi, they now know there's no red shirt this year. They're going to play. And so I think it does change your mind. You're going, okay, I got to be ready. I need to study a little bit more. I need to go watch a little bit more film. I got to be more locked in practice. I'm excited for them. I hope that they get an opportunity to make some big plays.
Yeah, and they need them. And, even though Malachi has not had a touchdown yet or hasn't had a huge game as far as catching the football, he's done some good things. I know that I have heard some of the conversations. He's done some good things, picking up some blocks. And you want to talk about a guy who loves being a part of this team. I mean, he was over there hyping up the crowd at Illinois when they had moved over to the side. I mean, he was all, celebrating with the crowd, with the fans right there behind him. I mean, you could tell how much he loves being a part of this team, even though he's not maybe catching as many passes as what any wide receiver hopes to going into a season. I think he really appreciates it, and that's what you feel about the culture of this. But hey, now it's his time. They need him. They need him in a completely different way now because of the depth that keeps dwindling at wide receiver. And so, hey, here's your chance. And obviously, he's a playmaker. You don't become the #1 recruit in the state of Nebraska without being a playmaker.
All right, Northwestern, that's the opponent. They're 3-3. I think a lot of people surprised with all the turmoil they had in the offseason with Fitz getting let go as head coach. David Braun, who got hired in January to be the defensive coordinator, has never been a head coach, takes over on an interim basis. And here they are. They're 3-3, including an amazing come-from-behind win over Minnesota where they trailed 31-10 going to the fourth quarter, but it came back to win that game in overtime. Here's the coach talking about the resolve of the Wildcats.
Well, as I said, Pat Fitzgerald is a friend of mine, and Pat Fitzgerald is someone that I'd let my son go play for. I can't speak to everything that happened there, so just in terms of me knowing him as a man, I respect him. And his son is on the team. His son stayed there. So I just think at the end of the day, Coach Braun's done an amazing job. When you have a coach that's probably really regarded, and you have that kind of chaos right before the season. Nowadays, the minute your coach leaves, the portal window opens. And maybe they had 1, 2, 3. I don't know what they had 4. You guys know that better than me. But the team didn't all just leave. And I think that speaks a lot to them. It probably speaks a lot to what a Northwestern degree means, what their time there means. But they're playing for each other. And, they got off to a tough start maybe. After the first game they lost. They came back. They battled back. But you see them in Minnesota. And you see the way, they're down 31-10 with 12 minutes left. And they come all the way back. How do you do that? How do you do that? And they did it. And so I don't know Coach Braun, but it's just really impressive what he's done, what the rest of that staff's done, what those players have done. They're playing for each other, and they're a really good football team. That's the big thing. It's not like they're a really good football team. You got to go defend Henning. You got to go defend Campor. You got to go. They got guys who can play, and they're tough and physical, and they're rugged on defense. So they're excellent. Excellent third down offense. They stay on the field. So it's a good football team that's playing for the right reasons and playing for each other, and a team that has purpose and will die for a cause is really hard to beat.
Yeah, and they came back in that game, but you could not give them confidence. I know that they, you can't give them confidence from the start. I feel like a team like that, that's fighting and battling and has a little bit of confidence, you can't let them get it from the start or else they won't go away. So, but yeah, it's been impressive. We've said it a lot this week. It's just not a team that we thought it was going to be a disaster. But David Braun wasn't even a head coach. He was a defensive coordinator. Yeah. He wasn't even there last year. He got hired in January. And so just big props to the job he's done. And that seems like a group of guys that are fighting together because, some of them have, hey, this is not what we expected, but let's do it together. And it's showing.
They have quarterback issues. Bryant is the guy they got out of the portal from Cincinnati. I like him. He got hurt in the Penn State game, didn't play against Howard. Doesn't sound like he's going to play here Saturday. So Sullivan's the backup. And then Ryan Helinski, who started against the Huskers in Ireland last year and had a big game throwing the football, they've hardly played him at all. So maybe with the bye week, maybe they dust him off and get him ready to play. So we'll see as that goes on.
Yeah, no, Fitz said the starter is probably not Fitz. David Braun said they questionable, didn't know if he'd go. But that's one thing that Searles really dove into in the sideline slice this week is get after that backup if it's the backup, because he was kind of crumbled under pressure a little bit last week when it was thrown at him. So he was saying, Tony White, dial it up and put on the pressure on this kid.
They've given up the most sacks of anybody in the league. So I think there's an opportunity for a lot of Big Macs, folks, for everybody to come on Monday. Coach was also asked if he's got plans for Saturday night. Would he go watch the volleyball match after the football game? Here's his response.
I love our women's volleyball team, and I love the women that are on it. Coach Cook means a great deal to me. In those kind of tough moments early in the year when you lose a couple games, it's John Cook and a bunch of our other coaches, but Coach Cook is the one kind of hitting me up. So I'm excited for them. I've watched pretty much every match because I have two daughters at home that want to be Nebraska volleyball players, and so we think, hey, can we watch the Michigan match? I'm like, yeah, I think we're going to watch the highlights, the 12-minute highlight. It's an hour and 31 minutes straight through of watching volleyball, but I'm fascinated by the sport, fascinated by them. So my daughters want to go. I know we have some recruits that want to go. I'll be honest with you, Sam, I pass out after every game. I might go home and I am out. It's like when I was an assistant, you're kind of like you have this knot in your stomach on offense or on defense, and then the other side of the ball you can relax. Like I have a knot on my stomach the whole game, so I'll probably pass out. But I don't, Julie and the girls, I think they want to go, so you might see me there. I don't make a lot of decisions in my house.
That's awesome. How cool is that? His daughters are all in on Husker volleyball. Not surprising, but really cool.
Now, just to put it into context for people, let's say the game gets over a few minutes before 6 o'clock. That's very likely. By the time he's done with all of his media obligations, which includes sitting down with my sorry butt, it's an hour or so later, and then he goes and gets showered and stuff. By then, the match is underway.
Yeah.
So, cut him a little slack, people, if you don't see him over there. That's a really quick turnaround. Now, if we'd have played it at 11, he might have been able to make it.
It's a quick turnaround for everybody that's working over here.
Correct.
Because it's not like the game just ends and everybody gets to leave.
No.
And so there's a lot that has to be done to wrap up a football game, whether it be media covering it and us, we'll be pushing it to try to get over there. I am going to try to go over there, but it might be a little bit late. But yeah, it's not like you done and hey, let's roll. So
right.
And if he has recruits in, if he's meeting with them or their families, you never know. There's a lot that go into it. I mean, some of those coaches probably roll out of here 3-4 hours after the game.
Because you're right, because then they'll go sit down with recruits, they'll go up to the football offices and take pictures and all the stuff that we see on social media over the next couple of days. That's when that happens, is after games are over. So, but yeah, he's a fan of Husker sports, and he showed us all that last winter when he was at everything. He was at tennis matches and wrestling meets and basketball games, and he went to a lot of Husker events. So may not make the volleyball match on a Saturday night. Hey, Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. All right, Cole's opening up the phone lines, 402-413-2400. If you have a comment or question, also the text line's open as well for you to participate in the program. We're back with more coming up.
Woodhouse Lincoln is bringing you the premium lineup of Lincoln SUVs. Shop all 4 models and be immersed in quiet luxury, craftsmanship, and state-of-the-art tech. Lease a 2023 Lincoln Corsair for $699 per month. Find us in store off 144th and Giles Road or online anytime at woodhouselincoln.com. 36 months for 10,500 miles per year with approved credit. Tax, title, license extra. Security deposit waived. $1,500 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires October 31st, 2023. See dealer for details.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town. Choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Maybe your hometown celebrates long-standing Swiss traditions. Cow chip throwing. Or even classic car muscle. Everyone has a hometown, and every hometown has a festival. Cenex wants to hear about yours. That's why we're launching the Hometown Throwdown. Tell us about your fest, and it could win $100,000. Learn more at CenexHometownThrowdown.com. Cenex, powered locally.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rhule is bringing innovation and high-performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska.
In 1923, Bert R. Benjamin had a vision, an all-purpose tractor that could do more. With that, the Farmall was born. This year, Case IH is celebrating 100 years of Farmall, 100 years of milestones, 100 years of innovation, passion, grit. And they're doing it through your stories. Share them at farmall100.com. One lucky storyteller will win their own Farmall, the tractor that is the one for all.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and Row House Townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
What's colder than the coldest? A polar bear. Live reports of a polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty in town.
Experience a redefined car buying experience with Woodhouse Mazda. Visit the Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers and explore our exceptional lineup. Take advantage of our current offers happening now, like 2.9% APR for 60 months on all 2024 Mazda CX-5 Turbo models. Start your journey with us online at woodhousemazda.com or woodhouseplacemazda.com. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra. When financed with Mazda Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires October 31st, 2023. See dealer for details.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Want to invite you to visit a participating AGCO dealer between now and November the 3rd. Get yourself entered for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on Black Friday. We'll also throw in some pregame tailgate passes. Go see True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Fall City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter, and you may win this season. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you here on a Thursday night, 402-413-2400. Let's go to the phones. Tony in Bennington is up next. Good evening, Tony.
Good evening. Hey, real quick before I get into my question, I just want to, comment on both of you and how professional and how well run all the shows are that you guys are in charge of, the interviews, the podcasts. As Nebraska fans of all sports, we really appreciate the hard work that both of you put in and how eloquent you are with the way you talk and how you represent our state. I just really appreciate that.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate that.
The question I have is, I believe when Coach Osborne averaged his 9 wins per season, there were always a handful of teams that you knew were going to be a win. He was 50-0 against the state of Kansas. And I believe that Northwestern has to become one of those teams where you just know that Nebraska's got their number now. New coaching staffs for both of them. Do you believe that possibly if we can get off to a good start Saturday that, you start to tell some of these teams, the Northwesterns, the Purdues, the Indianas, that now, you had your chance, but we're Nebraska, we're back. And, you're the lower tier of the conference. So we're gonna have our way with you most years. That's why I think this next stretch is important. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and Tony, appreciate the comments. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you to say all those things. You're right. Northwestern, you thought when we came into the league would be a team that we could dominate year in and year out. Obviously, they've had an uptick. They've won the division a couple times, so they've been pretty darn good, not just against Nebraska. The bad thing is we're not going to be playing these teams every year because of the size of the league. We're going to see these teams a couple times and then not for a few years. So it's going to be hard to kind of establish dominance when you don't play them year after year after year.
Right. I mean, you have your protected games, but it's for Nebraska, it's Iowa, which is always going to be a battle. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be you're not going to have a guarantee that you have those. But yeah, I mean, and I think Coach Rhule has said a lot. You have to earn the right to be able to get to that point, and they're working towards that. But yeah, I think one game at a time. Certainly, you'd think that on paper against some of these teams that Nebraska should be able to go handle business. And Coach Fitzgerald, I mean, you heard the praise from Coach Rhule talking about him and how much he respects him, and he did a good job there when he was there, and you cannot deny that. So even though Northwestern, should be a team that you think you could dominate, he turned things around and he got his system going and his culture in place, and they were able to kind of do some good things there for a few seasons. So that they ended up being less of a cakewalk and more of a challenge. But yeah, I don't know how the schedule is going if you're going to have many of those each year.
Right, because we may only see Northwestern twice out of about a 6-year period of time. So that's kind of hard. But Tony, your point is right. We've got to get the program, and this is on Coach Rhule's shoulders. He knows it, to the point where you're beating Northwestern and Purdue and Illinois and Minnesota. Whenever you play them, you're beating them.
Yeah.
And then you have your toe-to-toe knockdown dragouts with the Penn States and the USCs and the Oregons and the Ohio State. Those are going to be hard-fought battles, but you got to get yourself where you're pushing teams down below you in the standings.
Well, but how many times, too, those dominant football teams, do they win just by walking what's across their chest, right? And that used to be the case with Nebraska.
Not anymore.
And so you got to get to that point where you have the mental edge when you walk into the stadium. Now, obviously, there's different things can happen in a game. That's why you play it. But to walk in and on paper, hey, we're the better football team. We have this edge over you. You'd like to get back to that point for sure. But also, too, with the, you talk about, the bottom teams of the league, and certainly there probably are some teams that will stay down there. But with the transfer portal and the way that rosters flip a lot quicker now.
Sure do.
And programs and teams get better a lot quicker. It used to take 4 or 5 years to rebuild because you'd have to start with your recruiting class and then build those guys up and build your groups. But now you can just change it so quickly that, we had this conversation when the schedule went out. What we're saying right now about some of these teams, who knows if in 2 years, if USC is this team what if Lincoln Riley goes to the NFL, and Oregon, and there's just so much unknown and things can change so quickly these days in college. Well, it used to not be that way, but now it is where you can flip things in a hurry.
And it makes the leashes on coaches much tighter, too.
Yeah.
They don't have as much time to kind of get things flipped around. Tony, your point's dead on. We don't even play the Cats next year. They're not on the schedule. I just pulled up next year's schedule. Purdue is, but not Northwestern moving forward. Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We're back with Cole's Joke of the Week. We'll do that next.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Just go to newnordicusa.com or visit Walgreens or Amazon to purchase. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Woodhouse Woodhouse Nissan offers a convenient and streamlined way to purchase your next vehicle from home. Browse our full lineup online and have your test drive delivered to you. Lease a 2024 Nissan Altima SR for $369 a month for 36 months and 10,000 miles per year. With approved credit, tax, title, and license extra. $4,000 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at sign-in. Discounted price based on a sale price of $33,482. $500 NMAC loyalty rebate available towards deal. VIN number RN310868. Offer expires October 31st, 2023. See dealer for details.
Ag Insider Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. I've got a theory that Cole's jokes are only good when I'm not here. When I'm gone, he gives a good performance.
He made me laugh last week, so.
And I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Should we give it a shot, guys?
I think so. You ready?
Yeah, and I'm just a little on edge. While I've been producing here tonight, I accidentally swallowed a bunch of Scrabble tiles, and I'm afraid that my next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster.
Now that's solid.
I hope so.
Don't take that.
Thank you.
That was a good joke.
That was pretty funny.
Well done.
And waiting for the result or the ratings to come in.
I think that's a solid 7 to 8.
Yeah.
Solid 7 to 8.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I'm surprised you're okay with the bathroom joke because you always get mad when Searles talks about offensive linemen switching.
Yeah, that's disgusting. 4 hours to Lincoln with a 10.
Wow.
For Cole. An early 10.
10.
Andy with an A+. Nice.
Nice.
Very well done. Oh, Shane. Shane goes 6, but then does wish Jessica a happy birthday.
And says, now go flip switches. I'm never going to live that down.
Somebody's been paying attention.
Never going to live that down. Thanks, Shane.
The text line's quiet. Where are the texts coming in? 402-413-2400.
Andy said, now I have to go explain it to my 6-year-old son. Justin had a 7.8 on the chat, too.
All right, let's see. What do we got? You got 6.5 from Dennis. Art gives you the solid A. Art's the one that wants you to go back to the B's. And then what'd Carla do?
I can't read it.
A 9.
Crypto, Cole gets a 7 for delivery, 8 for originality, a perfect 10 for continuing this segment. Husker and Hanover gives it an 8.
I agree.
Jim in Columbus gives you another 10. Man, you're rocking it.
Yeah, it's a good night.
Dryce gets a 9. So, yeah, this is... Greg, there you go. He performs well when you're here.
Finally. Carla gave you a 9.9. So this is, I think these are the best grades you've ever had on this thing.
One of your better performances.
Wow. Really well done. Hey, if problem gambling is burning up your money, there is a way out. Help is free and confidential for Nebraskans and their families. There's no judgment, just help. Visit lifeafterbet.com. That made me chuckle. That was one of the first ones he's ever made me chuckle on.
Thanks, Greg.
Pretty good. Spells disaster.
I didn't know because he started I didn't know if the joke was starting, but so that's where the delivery comes in, Cole.
Yeah. He's upped his game there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Upped his game. So, yeah, good, solid scores coming in. They're just keep trickling in on both the text line and on the YouTube stream as well. Well, happy birthday. You're gonna take tomorrow night. You're gonna pop in and do the picks because you have to make good from a kind of an off week.
Yeah, it was a bad week for me last week, but I'm a competitor and I'm not going to back away, so I'll come in and do the picks. But yeah, my parents are here, and I think I'm going to take my dad golfing in the morning, and I think this will be the last time that I get to see them till December. So with just the way that the scheduling is, and so yeah, I decided to take the night off, take them to dinner, and all of that good stuff.
Good stuff. And it's supposed to be 80 degrees tomorrow, I think, so beautiful day to go play.
Yeah, hopefully just not windy.
Good day to go play. All right, folks, Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Best one yet. Comment from the chat room.
Wow.
We wowed them over. 1-0, the score at half out at Himner. Huskers leading Purdue. We got 45 minutes of soccer left out there. I'll be back with you tomorrow night with a full 2-hour show. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Shop smarter online for your next vehicle with Buy Now from Woodhouse. Car buying 100% online from your local trusted auto partner. Easily compare hundreds of hand-picked, safety-inspected cars, trucks, and SUVs features, capabilities, and payments. Conveniently apply for financing and complete your paperwork for purchase 100% online, anytime from anywhere. Plus, we'll deliver it to your driveway. Woodhouse, delivering a better way to car buy online with Buy Now.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Is your garbage disposal not disposing? You had one job. Drains backing up can cause a horrible smell in a home, damaged pipes, and so much more. Some signs that your garbage disposal may be going out include frequent clogs, abnormal and louder noises than normal, or water is leaking from the bottom, just to name a few. John Henry's is here to take care of all the pipes and drains in your home. Call today. 435-55